Hello and welcome to Unacademy. Let's crack UPSC Civil Service examination with India's largest learning platform, that is Unacademy. Today we'll be discussing the latest UPSC Civil Service ethics paper, that is 2019. Please get a subscription and you will be having access to unlimited live and recorded videos, my dear students. And you may ask me, like, what is the speciality of joining the thing? Why should I get the subscription? The answer is here. My dear students, if you get a subscription, you will be having access to structured courses. Then you may ask me, sir, what are these structured courses? Structured courses are those which are prepared based on UPSC syllabus and also previous year questions. And these are prepared by top educators in India. And these structured courses will be in the form of daily live classes. Very important. These are not like recorded. These live classes, after they are live, they will be recorded and they will be given to you. So these live classes will be as good as you attending the classroom, like offline classroom things. Is this clear? And these live classes are supplemented by your test series, live test series and quizzes where you can evaluate yourself. And all these things will be for unlimited access, my dear students, where you can like watch any number of time, any educator you want. Is this clear? How to get the subscription? The first point and the first what you have to do is downloading the Unacademy Learners app. By downloading the Unacademy Learners app, you will be having access to many things. You'll be having access to many things which are not available to others. You'll be having access for many free things. Say, for example, the many special classes which are being conducted by the UPSC, special classes for the UPSC. Not only that, along with that, you'll be getting access to watch live classes from many other experts in the field around the world. These things are freely downloadable on Google and Apple Play Store. This is a brief about me. I have been teaching UPSC aspirants for the past 11 years, but I have the experience of teaching in teaching field for about like 17 to 18 years. With the pen name of Buddha IAS, I have written many books in this regard. The latest being with respect to ethics, integrity, and aptitude, where one is dealing about the second ARC and the second one according to the syllabus. Not only that, I have attended and I have gone through various all the stages of UPSC in this regard, public administration, in which I have written prelims and also mains. I have written prelims also 5 times prelims and also 5 times mains, anthro also. Similarly, interview I went thrice. By this telegram, I will be providing all the things in a PDF form, what I teach. And also you can contact me through this link. And as I said, if there is a single place where the top educators are at a place, then that is invariably an academy. There are more than 100 top educators under a single roof, like Prunal Patel, Roman Simon, Deepanshu Singh. Not only me, many top educators are teaching at an academy, my dear students. These top educators have created more than 15,000 courses for you which cover the syllabus in a comprehensive way. Take the example of like polity. Already 330 courses have been covered. Not only that, you take anything history, geography, polity, economy, environment science, all these things you have got ample of courses. Even in case of practice tests and also strategies, NCRT books, we have got more than 100 courses prepared for you, my dear students. And mm, at Unacademy, we have got primarily two kinds of subscription, Plus and Iconic. Why is it called Plus? We have got many things for free, but in addition to that, we are providing some special things for the students of Plus. This will be in the form of live classes, test series, unlimited practice, and structured scheduled. And if you take my referral code Buddha, you will be getting 10% discount and will be just charged 44,500 for 1 year. With respect to iconic subscription, you will be having a hand holding facility where a personal mentor will be attached to you. This personal mentor will take care of the things with respect to scheduling the things, guiding you what to start, where not to, what to read, what not to read. Will walk you through in all these processes. If you take my promo code Buddha and if you take 2 year subscription, you will be just cost 96,000, my dear students. Having realized the importance of options, we have created options as a separate thing where you'll be having again 10% discount if you use my promo code Buddha IAS. And if you take go for 2 year subscription, you'll be charged just 1,500 and it will be just 36,000 for 2 years, my dear students. And as you are aware and you might have participated by now, we have got Unacademy Combat, one of the most competitive gamified UPSC civil service battle, my dear students. It will be conducted every fortnightly, and we are having exciting prizes at 11 o'clock every alternate Sunday. Please make it sure that you are taking part. I hope you by now the countdown has started for you. The countdown has begun. I think on 27th you will on of the June you will be having the examination. Having realized the short period of time what we have come up with 6 months batch for UPSC aspirants, which will be starting on 28th of December after this festival. To like if you want, I don't want to say if you want some more, take a break for this festival season. And in fact for you, no festival, only festival day will be on the day of your result, not even the examination day. So having realized the importance of to cater to various groups, we have come up with many batches in the form of bilingual and also English only and Hindi only. So we have like tailor to your expectations. Say for example, only English we have a course for you. For 2021 we have, for 22 1 year batch we have, for 23 we have 2 years. Because here, my dear students, you are a newcomer. We have planned for you. There's no need for you to panic as to what to read, what not to read, where to start, because we'll be guiding you. And this will be done by our top educators, my dear students. All of your doubts will be clarified. And not only that, as I told you, like we have got hundreds of courses, you can watch any of them. Is this clear, my dear students? And you might be aware of this. Iconic prices are coming, hiking. Iconic price hike is going on. If you have not yet taken the subscription or if you want to upgrade, please upgrade today. Otherwise, after the festival season, the prices may be very, very high. If you want to take a subscription or anything like that, use my promo code Buddha. If you are like using or downloading the app, use my referral code Buddha10 and get 10% discount and also personal guidance from myself and many more top educators. Having said that, let's begin our class. 2019, the latest ethics paper, Civil Service Studies. In fact, before I start, I would like to just tell you that this paper was bit different, but not that difficult. But they had an advantage for public administration students or the people who are very strong in polity. maybe even political science optionals also. Because even in the case studies, they have asked like criminalization, they have asked questions like politicization of bureaucracy, what you have to do to bring integrity, to increase the ethical standards of a civil servant, like direct questions they have asked like a theory type of questions. Even then, my dear students, be careful while answering that, because your answer is reflecting and used to test your attitude and problem solving things, my dear students. Having said that, so let us begin. Good morning to all. Good morning, good evening, good evening. Ram Kumar, how are you doing? I hope you are all taking examination in 2021 and you are not writing mains this time. Because by this time you would have been not here if you would have been taking examination on January. Is it Ram Kumar, Daula, and also Lakshya Singh? You are taking in 2021. I hope and I wish I meet you again after you clear prelims. We'll come up with one more series. Okay, as I always say, in this class, you will realize the importance of me telling all these things. See, if you are aware of these foundational values, definitely 50% of the questions you can directly answer from these things. See, as usual, show your attitude, show your problem solving ability, which reflect your ethics and integrity and aptitude, and also problem solving. As I say you, once again, I will say you, my dear students, don't go for, oh, very good, Lakshya Singh 2022. Very good, very nice, holistic approach. Very, very good, nice. Problem solving. So, what is the one of the important thing? See, my dear students, I am also like a person like you. Everybody will be the same thing. One of the trick, the crux I am telling with respect to problem solving. Take a case study. Take a case study. Don't go and just go for solved case studies. Think it over. Think it over. Come with the options 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Whether it is good or bad, first come up with the options as many as possible. Afterwards, you go and watch someone's video. Even after watching that, don't go for more case studies. In the case study itself, you come up with more options. Say, for example, today I am solving the things. I strongly suggest for you, you have to come up with at least, you have to come up with more than 5 options in all the case studies. Is this clear for you? In all the things, you should come up with more than 5 options other than what I have given you. Is this clear? Okay. 2019 ethics paper. This is a pretty easy one, but you take my approach, and on that you improvise. Take my approach and improvise on that one. I'm not telling I'm not the final. I am the final. See, next year also I will be solving all these things, but there will be a lot of improvement. Generally, I never used to solve all these case studies because in many institutions they won't give liberty for this much of time. This is the first time, somehow, on students' demand, I have been solving all the case studies given by the UPSC. I think I am the first person in the entire India to solve all the case studies given by the UPSC, including the model questions. Okay, let's begin. So, a little bit of self advertisement, don't mind. Okay, you are heading a rescue operations. So you are the head of the rescue operations in an area affected by severe natural calamity. They have not given what is that natural calamity. Severe natural calamity. Thousands of people are rendered homeless and deprived of food, drinking water, and other basic amenities. You, my dear friends, very pathetic situation. Like, imagine, you please imagine, any natural calamity where thousands of people are homeless because they are not having homes, they are deprived of food, they are not having food to eat, drink, no water to drink, and basic communities. Think of a situation like when the tsunami came, what was the situation? Like anything which you might have come across. Rescue work has been disrupted. Rescue work has been disrupted by heavy rainfall and damage to supply chain routes. Because of heavy rains, maybe trees might have fallen, and many damage to supply chain routes, roads, all these things. So rescue operation was disrupted. What was there was a reason? There was a reason for disruption of the rescue operation. That is heavy rain and damage to supply chain routes. The local people were seething. They were very angry against the delayed limited rescue operations. See here, local people were seething. They were very angry for two reasons. One is delayed, delayed, and also limited rescue operations. See, fault is there. For delay, you can say that there was heavy rain and also supply chain roads were somewhere there, and also limited was there. The thing when you when your team reached the affected area, the people there heckled. They went into argument. They heckled. They heckled. That is they and also some also assaulted some of your team members. They were started arguing with you. You are late, why you have come, don't you have this humanity, all these things, we are not having food, drinking water, you are irresponsible. Like that they started scolding you, and also some in the fit of anger they have beaten, also physically abused the persons of your team. One of your team members was severely injured, one of your team member. Like the number of your team, all these things are not given, one of the team member was injured. Faced with this crisis, some team members pleaded with you to call off the operation, fearing threats for their life. So, not all, some. This is also important. So, some of the team members they said that, sir, I beg you, please come, we'll go because our life is at stake here. In such trying circumstances, what will be your response? So, in that trying circumstances, in that challenging circumstances, in the demanding circumstances, what will be your response? One, what will be your response? Examine the qualities of a public servant which will be required to manage the situation. So, here we have got two questions. One is, what will be the response to this? And also, next thing is, examine the qualities of a public servant which will be required to manage this situation. Here, my dear students, examine the qualities of public servants which will be required to manage the situation. Just every day I used to show these things. See, these are the things. You write all these things: integrity, impartiality, dedication, all these things, honesty, diligence, courtesy, all these things. All these things, social influence, persuasion, emotional intelligence. You can write all the things from these things. Like everything you can write. Okay. So here let's get two specific things. See here, one of your, like what you have to do, like in these trying circumstances, what will be your response? See, very important, my dear students, how you have to solve case study. You take this example, along with that you practice this one. Say for example, this is your case study. While reading, just underline or mark some of the important things which you come across, or the problems you have to solve, or the conditions which are there. Mark them. In the second reading, you just assign the numbers. This has to come first, this has to come second, this has third, fourth, and go on solving each of these conditions. That you can call stakeholder approach, or the people involved, or the ethical dilemmas involved. Is this okay? I will lead and try to motivate. Very good. Any other answer? I will lead. Yes, very good. That you have to. You are a leader. I will motivate. Any other thing? Very good. Leadership thing. Very good. Okay. So here, first of all, what you have to do? Any case study, take the case study, mark important areas which you have to address, and just keep that. And you have to address all the things present in this case study one by one. Definitely, you will get more than 50%. See here, what is your response? Number one of your team member is severely injured. So do first aid and see that he is hospitalized. Number one, first aid and also hospitalization. Second one, some ask you to call off the operations because of threat of life. So first thing is here you fill them, you motivate them, and also not only motivation, you also should give assurance. I am here. I will see to it that these kind of things won't happen to the best of my thing. If there is something it can happen, I will be the first person. They have to cross me and they have to come to you. I will see that nobody can do this one. You have to motivate like this, and also you have to say that I have called for the police. Police are coming. There is no problem for your life. You have to say this is the reason why we have come. We have to fight not only the natural calamity, you have to convince them, persuade them. See, why the people are angry with us? One is we are late. Thousands of people, they are homeless, all these things. You put yourself in that situation. Be empathetic. What is empathy? Putting yourself in their shoes. See, if you are in their position, won't you would have chances are that you may also might have done the same way. Forgive them. Please don't bother about these things. This is a like natural nation call. This is a very very important pathetic situation where you have to that you motivate them. At the same time, please call police or military or any armed persons to make sure that you are safe. Local people are angry. Delayed limited rescue operation. Why they are angry? One of the thing is they are severely affected. They don't have food to eat, water to drink, no shelter, and also rescue is delayed, and this is a limited one. So they are angry, and also like you have to solve all the things for them. So you try to pacify them. You give the reason. See, there was a heavy rain, the supply chain route was severely damaged. That was the reason why we have and also at this point you identify the people who are like leader like showing leadership qualities, involve them to pacify them and also to carry out the rescue operations. And also some people have heckled and assaulted. This also you should not leave like the thing. If they are with motivated things, vested things, yeah, I am not saying that you take action now, but please make note of these people who have occurred and these things. We can take any step afterwards. Please make note of them. If possible, identify them. Inquire about, if possible, through your channels. Make note of them because this is also important. For all these things, you have found the solution. The next part, moving on to the next part of the questions. Examine the qualities of a public servant. Examine the qualities of a public servant which will be required to manage the situation. What are the qualities as Lakshya Singh has said? See, here one is he has mentioned leadership. Yes, you have to lead from front. In those situations, you should be a person who should be courageous enough to show that like you have to take the bullet on your chest. Then only it is possible to lead. Otherwise, not possible. Is this clear? And also another important quality is empathy. You might be knowing the meaning of empathy. There's like changes in the degree. One is sympathy. Next level is empathy. Next level is compassion. There's a informing emergency help message situation to okay, very good point. NDRF people rescuing young children, old people, and other domestic animals. Yes, very good point. Here, very good point you have mentioned. And these people are also from state disaster fund, disaster and national disaster. They have come to help. Okay, coming to the qualities of a public servant, which has to be there: leadership, along with that empathy. Sympathy means, see, for example, there is a person whose legs are broken, just saying, "Oh my God, what a pity situation, no leg." That is sympathy. Empathy, putting yourself in his shoes, putting yourself like in his place. Don't say that he is already don't have legs. How can he have shoes? No, putting yourself in his place, looking towards the world from his lens, how he feels, what are the difficulties a person without leg will have, how does he manages the course of the day, all these things. Sympathy, empathy, this is one. Means putting yourself in their shoes and thinking what are the problems they may face. Compassion, doing something to ameliorate the problem. See, this fellow is not having leg. So how to help him? Doing something, maybe helping him to cross the road. In the long run, if you have anything like devices to give him so that he can put on them and walk freely. Here, one of the important thing is leadership to lead your team, empathy to understand the suffering of the people. These are the very important things. My dear students, when some of the people who are angry because they are homeless, they are in a very critical situation, when they have beaten some of your people, if you are not empathetic, you will become a different person. If you are empathetic, you will realize, yes, means the reason you will understand. See, they are in a very hopeless condition. That is the reason they have done. These two conditions are very important: leadership and empathy. Along with that, tolerance you should have. And maybe like the people have assaulted, you should have tolerance for that. Compassion means you have to actively involve to ameliorate the difficulties what they are facing. Now, and also dedication to public service, my dear students. I always used to say this one: public service is not that easy. My dear students, some of my students and some of my friends who are there in service, they say every day they are working more than 15 hours per day, my dear students, especially in this pandemic time. Really, from morning to evening, they will be working. Take for your collector, IPS, IAS officer, everybody is working more than 15 hours. Their phones cannot be put off at any reason. Morning to evening, almost one of my like friend who is a collector, he said almost he is talking on phone for nearly 8 hours per day. He's getting calls from minister, MLA, MP, the concerned person. That is not good. This is not good. And there will be some things. Not only here, he is also in hierarchy. Above the collector, also there are people. They will also pressurize. These are the things not happening. You are in the minister area. You are not doing that. There are also circumstances. He says, see, like why he was saying why the things become very bad is they assign you some work and they ask you to do, but it is not possible to do in that circumstance, given given these resources, all these things. So it will be a very challenging task. Without a dedication for public service means dedication with public interest for people welfare, you cannot do. You are not dedicated. Who will tolerate all these things? People are ready to beat you. There is a danger for your life. If you don't have the public service motive, you can't do this thing. And above all, integrity. According to second ARC, integrity for public servant is public interest, upholding the public interest. Along with that, as I told you, selflessness, honesty, impartiality, non-partisanship, objectivity, accountability, openness, all these things have to be there. Is this clear? So these are the things, my dear students. First thing we discuss, like in these trying situations, what is your response? So what is your response? Just while you are reading itself, mark those areas where there is problem. See, people are not having food, water, all these things. So give them food and water, and also they are very angry, pursue them. And also one of your teammate is injured, so that you can like go in a sequence for that itself. Say if you have marked like this, then like you have marked some important areas, so while answering, okay, this I have to write first because he is already injured. Next your team members, second one. Then afterwards, like people, pacifying the people, calling the police. So in that sequence you can go. So what you have to do, first of all, if you have a case study, go with the points like this point, 2, 3, mark them. While answering them, okay, this I will write first, second, third, fourth, fifth. You have to answer each and every point. That is enough. What you are needed is just 50%. If you get 50% of the marks, you will get first rank. Okay. Next, honest, honesty and uprightness are the hallmarks of a civil servant. As being honest and upright, being doing the right things are very very important. Civil servants possessing these qualities are considered as the backbone of any strong organization. A person who is honest and upright is always considered as the backbone of any strong organization. In line of duty, in line of duty means while they are performing their duty, they take various decisions. They take various decisions. At times, some become bona fide mistakes. Bona fide. Often it is used. Opposite of this is mala fide. Bona fide means in good faith, with good intention. See, as I told, you are taking decisions, not practicing rules and regulations. You have to take decisions also. Well, you are taking decisions. Say, for example, the previous case we took, there was a rescue operation. There, with good faith, you took some decision that went to be counterproductive. Shall we have to explain these points? The I think you are asking for the previous one. Very very little, one word, two word. That's enough. It is you don't have the luxury of these things. What are the qualities which one has to possess? Means just mention them. Just one or two words for each of these things. That is enough. Not more than that. Because you don't have the luxury of time, my dear Laksh Singh. That is the thing. Okay, coming to the thing. So bona fide means, bona fide mistakes means you wanted to do something good, but something wrong has happened. Say for example, a police like some person was riding very fast. So the police went to catch that person. That person met with the accident and he died. Your intention, like normally, like police, you think that he is a good intention person. His, his speed is very very high. So you chased him. He met with an accident. Doctor, say for example, there is a very very critical situation, and also this is a new kind of a situation where somehow since the condition was very very critical, you tried to do something and the patient died. Your intention was good, the patient has died. For that, the angry people may come and beat you. So bona fide mistakes means you are doing with good intention, but it is this is becoming a mistake. Opposite is malified mistakes. Malified means you you are making those things with bad intention, with corruption. You want to make money, cheat, things like that. As long as such decisions are not taken intentionally, as long as these bona fide mistakes, they are not taken intentionally and do not benefit personally. If they are not taken intentionally and not do not benefit personally, the officer cannot be said to be guilty. Officer cannot be said to be guilty. Say for example, yesterday we answered one case where the minister was asking to change the course of the road. Do you remember? The minister was asking to change the course of the road. So he is telling, bring the road near my farmhouse. So if that was the case, it was not bona fide, it was malified. And also people will come to know why this person has done, because doing that will damage forest, makes the like acquiring agriculture and all these things. And also please take here, the decisions are not taken intentionally and do not benefit you personally. See here, it is benefiting the minister, and also minister is saying that I will give money so that you can purchase a plot. So this road, previously it was about to go like this. If it is going like this, that is not a bona fide thing. Until and unless it is not personally benefiting you, or if it is not done intentionally, the officers are not said to be guilty. Though such decisions may at times, not always, my dear students, may at times lead to unforeseen adverse consequences in the long term. May lead to unforeseen adverse consequences in the long term. Today you might have taken some decision, after a long time some adverse decision might have taken. In the recent past, a few instances have surfaced wherein civil servants have been implicated for bona fide mistakes. Civil servants have been implicated for bona fide mistakes. Now, I think this question has been based on the previously coal mine scam, where the secretary and joint secretary of the coal ministry were somehow, like, they were first accused, afterwards they were somehow acquitted. They have often been prosecuted and even imprisoned for bona fide mistakes. Sometimes they are prosecuted and also imprisoned. The instances have greatly rattled the moral fiber of the civil servants. Did you get the situation? See here, the question paper is very, very meaningful, my dear students. As I always say, please take points. Please take points which are given in the question paper. I bet you, if you go through all previous year question papers, you will get more than 100 very, very important points, my dear students. See here, one important point they are making. See, when the decisions are bona fide mistakes, when the decisions are leading to bona fide mistakes, if they are not done intentionally and if they are not benefiting you personally, see, the mistake has happened, you are not doing intentionally, and also it is not benefiting you personally, then you won't be held guilty. Is this clear for you? You have done a mistake, but by that mistake, if you are being benefited, then you will be held, oh, he has done that mistake because it is benefiting him. He has done that mistake intentionally, then you will be held guilty. Is this clear? So there are some cases. So if that is the case, what will we do? Means they are saying that you are doing some things with good intention, it is becoming mistake, it is becoming wrong, and also you are imprisoned, all these things. Then what will you do? Don't you think in this kind of instances it is decreasing the moral fiber of the other civil servants? Say for example, we'll take to the thing, the doctor itself. There is an emergency, the patient may die, but doctor feels that if I try, the patient may survive. So the doctor tries, so he cannot somehow save the patient died. He was taken to court, he was beaten, the doctor was beaten. If things like this happen, will any doctor come forward to take a case like this? If they say, no, this is a very, very serious case, it is not possible to treat here at the mandal level, at the taluk level, or at the district level, you take him to Delhi, Rangarams. It is not possible here. Don't you think so? Often in it happens in many of the hospitals. It is a very, very serious case. We can't handle. You take him to district place. They'll take to district. District people say, no, no, it is not possible. You have to go to super specialty in Delhi. Go. Why these kind of cases happens? Only because of this. If you try to save some more, the chances are there that you may be saved. There is nothing like a district cannot have a facility like that. No, doctor is well known and aware of all these things. He can do best to a greater extent. They won't take risk. If these kind of things happen in future, civil servants won't take any risk at all. Is this clear? Say for example, there is a police person. Some vehicle is going very fast, thinking that there is maybe some smuggling or something, like he chases that. Unfortunately, they were college students, they were not having license, so they also rode very fast and they met with the accident. It was publicized in media, and somehow it came like this police officer was chasing somehow to take the money. In future, no police officer will chase whether he is breaking the rules, going fast or anything like that. Why to take risk? Main thing what happens here is people will stop taking risk. They will say no, rules doesn't care for this, doesn't give option for this, we cannot. So what are the things? I think you got the real meaning. With good intention, a civil servant is doing some work. They are becoming mistakes, they are becoming wrong. For this he is imprisoned, for this he is punished. So this case of instances will rattle the moral fabric. What does this trend, how does this trend affect the functioning of civil servant? Very good point. So bona fide mistakes, they are leading to imprisonment. How is it affecting the functioning of civil servants? First question, what measures can be taken to ensure that honest civil servants are not implicated for bona fide mistakes on the part? Justify your answers. Second question is very important and very like demanding. See here, you have to be careful. Like you can't give a blank check to all. See, say for example, Article 311 Constitution, like it has given protection to civil servants. This article is more misused by the people who are not honest than the people who are honest. There are 95% of the cases civil servants take protection under Article 311 who are dishonest. It is not coming into the risk of honest people. So second ARC says that scrap this 311 article. So you have to be very careful in giving the suggestions also. First point is, if I do something bad with good intention, I am being imprisoned. How is this affecting other civil servants? That is one question. Second is, how to see that I have not done any mistakes, but somehow I have not done anything with bad intention, with good intention, with public interest to save the people. I did something. It has become mistake. How will you save me? This is their question. Okay, let me excuse me. Okay, first, risk taking should form part of public functioning. Risk taking should form the part of public functioning, but if these kind of things happen, nobody will take risk. Nobody will take risk. Because if they try to take risk, somehow they will be implicated and they will be put in prison, saying that you have done something wrong. That is one point. Second, more than in government, managerial decision making, managerial decision making, because decision making here, you are making decisions on your own. Because in other cases, you are ruled bound. Follow this rule. If you follow this rule, then no problem at all for you. All you have followed the rules. But in case of managerial decisions in public sector and all undertaking and Day-to-day commercial activities in public sector banks, day-to-day commercial activities involving money, banks offer considerable scope for genuine mistakes being committed, which could possibly raise questions of your modified and of the decision maker, which will like question about the modifiedness, good intention of the decision maker. These are the very very important lines. This I have taken as it is from second ARC. My dear students, second ARC, this is very very important. This you can note down. So second ARC says that risk taking should be there. One point. Next, they says that in managerial decision making in public sector and in other places, chances that you are taking bona fide decisions, but they may go wrong. I give one example where given by one of my student. See, he is working in a bank. So they also will be having target like you have to give 5 crores loan to this month, this year, things like that. People will come while taking loans. They act as though like innocent. They are very much in need. So okay, he won't be knowing. He will be a new person. They will be shifted from place to place. He won't be knowing the history of those person. Somehow feeling that this person may be genuine. He grants loan. Say for example, okay, he grants money for taking tractor. Another person, for him, he grants loans to set up a small like cottage industry. But he has done this with good intention. But after some time, they turn to be defaulters. They're not paying. So in these situations, this fellow will be badly hurt. Who is making the decision? The person who is making commercial decisions in the banks. They may implicate him. See, the person whom for which you have given tractor, you and this person, you are friends. They maybe belong to your caste. Why did you give him? His track record is bad. So next day, what he will do? He won't take risk at all. Is this clear? So, especially in banks, say for example, these people, our Nirav Modi, all these things, not Narendra Modi, Nirav Modi who escaped India, is in Europe now, and our Malya, king of good times, they all use the loopholes of the banking system, and they somehow cheated lakhs of crores and they escaped. The decision may be good, but the decision may be bona fide, but it is been misused. So if these things can happen, almost next day the other banker will see won't take risk while giving loan or anything like that. So how this trend affect the functioning of civil service? So I have told all these things. In that, how it helps is one is first and foremost, honest persons will not take decisions. Almost here there is no carrot and stick approach. Means if you are doing good work, they are not appreciating you. They are giving only stick, no carrot. And also, if these kind of things happen, civil service won't take risk and they won't take the decisions at all because they are risky. In those cases, it leads to red tapeism, means very very slow moving of the things. No innovation. They won't innovate because why to take risk? If I try something new, I may be in risk. No need of risk. Integrity. They won't follow ethical standards at all. They will be always looking towards only rules and doing the minimum possible. No dedication for civil service. Not at all. Say, for example, the previous example, it is a area where there is a natural calamity. If you try to do something, something went wrong, then it will come on you itself. See, because of your effort, already thousands of people are homeless and they are in a very pathetic condition. And that is the area where already natural calamity is there. You try to do something and somehow it has failed. All the things will be put on you itself. So there won't be dedication for civil service, no empathy. People won't, like civil servant won't think standing in the victim's place. And civil servant will act as a cog in the machine. Cog in the machine means in they will be like, cog means this, if this is the wheel, these things are called cog, spokes this call. So they will be like cog in the machine, means they will be just following the rules and regulations. They won't be taking any new decision, and they won't take any proactive work. All these things will be reactive. Say for example, you got some information that the pandemic may spread very fast. You got some information that the climate may, like suddenly there may be thunderstorms. As a precautionary measure, as a proactive measure, you try to do something and it went wrong. So you won't take those decisions. You'll be reactive. Let the pandemic come, let the rain come, let the thunderstorm comes. Afterwards, I will take the decision. So all these things will be retarding the efficiency and effectiveness. On the whole, the moral fabric of the civil servant will go down. Next, this is a very, very important thing. What measures? I have taken this from second ARC, not given in any of the books or anything like that. Please internalize this. What measures can you take to ensure the honest civil servants? To ensure the honest civil servants are not implicated for bona fide mistakes on their part. Justify your answers. Please concentrate. Now what I am saying is, what measures you will take to ensure that civil service civil servants are not implicated, not punished for bona fide mistakes. Is this clear? Please think it over. You also have to come up with some points. What are the measures you will suggest to see that if something goes wrong, when the civil servant is having good intention also, how do you save him? Say the same example. Say for example, doctor had the good intention of saving the patients, but patient died. So in this case, how do you prevent doctor being like troubled, or put him under the bar, something like that? So how do you prevent? So first, second ARC said that. Let me change the ink. According to second ARC, this says from the last chapter, like saving the honest civil servants, not saving, protecting the honest civil servants. Last chapter in your fourth report, that is ethics in governance. In this, they have given this. In fact, the first para itself is this one. I have taken from that area. One possible test, one possible test for determining the bona fideness, possible test to determine the bona fideness means to test the goodwill, in good faith, good intention. To test the good intention could be whether a person, if a person of common prudence, if a person of common prudence, common sense, common knowledge, or common, like average person, common prudence, working within the ambit of prescribed rules, regulations, and instructions. An average person, common prudence person, working within the given rules and regulations, would have taken the decisions in the prevailing circumstance in the commercial or operational interests of the organization. So, how do you determine whether they are bona fide or not? First, first you see, say for example, whether a person of like average capabilities or the normal average person in the given circumstances with the given rules and regulations would have taken the decision in the prevailing circumstances in the commercial or operational interests of the organization? You have to find out that. If he is taken in the interest of the organization, then you have to say that that is bona fide. Is this point clear? First of all, take the situation. In that situation, you put a question to yourself, or the analyzer, or the person who is investigating the things. See, in these circumstances, under these rules, will a person take this decision in the interest of the organization? If the answer is yes, then they are bona fide. That test has to be done first. Next is very important here. There should be profiling of the officers. There should be profiling of the officers. Don't you feel that like they have to have, like, say for example, Laksh Singh and our Ram Kumar, they are very very good officers. So a profiling should be there. This officer has done this good work in 2006, 2007. He has done this one good work. 7, 8, 9, 10. Then another officer, say for example me, Raghu. Oh, very bad officer. He has cheated here. He has looted here. He's done something wrong in this age. So he has collided with some local politicians here. So profiling should be there. A proper profile has to be maintained. So when the case comes, okay, oh Raghu, already his profile we know. So then you can take these things because it's already known. Your values, as we say, they are relatively permanent. They cannot change overnight. So okay, his profile is bad. We can take decision looking on that. Other case, our Ram Kumar and Lakshya Singh. Oh, very very good profile. They are very very honest all time. They have risked their life to save a small child here. So they might have not done wrong. So these kind of decisions can be made if you have profiling. There should be profiling of the officers, the capabilities, professional competence, integrity, reputation of every government service must be charted out and brought on record. All these things, their capabilities, their professional competence. Are they professionally competent? Are they capable? Are they men of integrity? Are they have a reputation of doing good things? All these things should be recorded. So whenever a case comes, you can easily make out. Don't you make out like that? Say for example, I gave the same example. One honest officer is not having any money almost. Like he lives in the government bungalow. He sends his children to very very like government school. It is proved that he has himself disclosed all his assets. He like travels in public transport. He has almost risked his life for public service. He has done some mistake. If you have this kind of profiling, you can say, see, this is the thing. That was the thing. Before proceeding against any government servant, reference should be made to the profile of the government servant concerned. So you should have a profile, and before you proceed with respect to the thing, first you go through his profile. Whether he is a beast or is a beautiful person, it is known by the profile. Then you proceed. Is it clear? Very important. You won't get anywhere. Like only second ARC they have given. If you want, I have given the source also. Fourth report, last chapter, protesting, protecting honest civil servant. In that I have taken. There are many things. Point to this context. I have taken these things. Next is the evaluation of the results. Evaluation of the results of verification or inquiry should be done in a competent and just manner. See here, some facts you are gathered. Facts 1, 2, 3, 4. Facts are gathered. The verification of these facts, evaluation of the results, evaluation of the results of verification or inquiry should be done in a competent and just manner. Competent person has to be there. a incompetent person may take in a different way. Much injustice can occur due to faulty evaluation. Injustice can happen due to faulty evaluation. You have done some work. The results are A, B, C are the results. You are evaluating these things in a wrong way. Then injustice may happen. Faulty evaluation of facts and the evidence collected in support of such facts. Evaluation itself is wrong. So of the facts also should be done properly in a competent and just manner. Personal handling this task should not only be competent and honest, but also impartial and imbibed with the sense of justice. Not only they have to be competent, at the same time they should have the impartial and they should imbibe themselves with a sense of justice. Giving justice, verification of those things is not that easy. These things have only can happen only when you have sense of justice. Next one, very important, capacity building in anti-corruption agencies. So capacity building means, say for example, training to make them more potential, may to fill up lot of potential in them in anti-corruption agencies. If their capacity is good, if they're trained, if they're capable, then they easily assess whether it is done in bona fide thing or mona fide thing. Capacity building in anti-corruption agencies should be assured through training and by associating the required experts during the inquiry and investigation. Is this clear? Say for example, CBI. Okay, we'll take like okay, we'll take some other like local police. They went to something where things are like auditing, technical things with respect to nanotechnology. All these things are added there. Can we expect a police person to know about nanotechnology, supercomputing, all these things? It is not possible. So in that case, what they are saying is capacity building should be there, and also you have to associate required experts during inquiry and investigation. When you are taking another chartered accountant, or when you are bringing another person who is having like technical know-how about those things, you can evaluate correct. And also not only here, one capacity building is anti-corruption agencies. Another capacity building among the public servants who are expected to take commercial and financial decisions should be built through suitable training programs. Say for example, take the example of bank. You have to give them lot of training so that they will analyze. Okay, they can guess the things. So okay, if I do this, it may go wrong. So I should not do. If they don't have that capacity, the intention may be right, but it may lead to the mistakes. Is this point clear? Very, very important, capacity building through training. If you have capacity building through training, some more those mistakes won't happen. Here they are saying is bona fide mistakes. That is what you have to take into consideration. Bona fide mistakes means just is that intention is good, but it is a mistake. So intention is good, but it is a mistake. This may happen maybe because of lack of capacity, lack of know-how, lack of professionalism. So build the capacity. Did you get the point? It is the whole the case study is revolving around bona fide mistake. Means mistake is already there, but intention is good. Only intention is good. If you are professionally confident, if you are capable of doing the things, the mistake would have been not happened. Is this clear? Okay, these are the things which you have to take into consideration. Moving on to the next one. This one we have already discussed in a brief one. As I told you, UPSC is repeating the questions, my dear students. This is one of the example. See, I'll show you here. See here. Before that, let's see. 2012, he gave one case study where one of the girl, she wanted to give a written complaint about one person who is harassing her. In the next year, they one of the member gave resignation and she went. He leaves the office. In another case, same, which we will be discussing here. So she gave complaint also. See, first question, she asked you to take some measures. She thought of giving complaint. In second one, she gave complaint and left resignation and went off. In third one, she gave complaint, but you have not taken any measures. So she has filed an FIR. For that, next you are going, so giving lot of money to take that complaint back. Then another one in the same way. So his behavior, your superior. Here your superior is beating. In all these times your junior was doing, your subordinates were doing, and this is out of government place. It is in private place. See, in another case, you are a strict person, so they have instigated a woman employee against you. So she has given complaint to women commission. See, five questions, my dear students. That is the reason I tell you. See, in this case study, except some theory type of questions, all the case studies are repeated, my dear students. 46 case studies are there. Think it over and frame a structure. If these kind of things come, how to write? I have already given very two important areas: workplace and also environment related. Gather all the information about environment, how to improve environment, sustainable development, how to make rehabilitation. When the farmers protest or the people protest against the environmental degradation, what we have to do, all these things. Let us get back to our example. An apparel manufacturing industry. So with respect to apparels industry, manufacturing company having a large number of women employees, very good point, like large number of women employees was losing sales due to various reasons. So it was making loss making company, maybe because of COVID-19, or maybe dumping of cheap products from China, something like that, many problems. So it was making a lot of loss. The company had a reputed marketing executive, so a very talented, very professional person, very reputed marketing executive, who increased the volume of sales within short span of time. Your company was lot making. Suddenly he made sure that you are gaining the things. However, some unconfirmed reports came up regarding his indulgence in sexual harassment at workplace. So, unconfirmed reports came up regarding his indulgence in sexual harassment at this workplace. This is a very complicated situation, my dear students. See, in general, so as I told you, while writing in the examination hall, what should be your mental setup? A very honest officer with empathy, tolerance, and compassion for weaker sections. Honest officer, what he will do, not what you will do and what I will do. What a honest officer will do, that you have to write. So here see, company is making loss. Large company is making loss. But suddenly some expert came and she made sure that all the everything went good and it started making profit after some time. And also this is important, but unconfirmed report unconfirmed report came which says that is indulgence in sexual harassment at workplace. Very difficult to take decision, in fact, in reality. In UPSC examination hall, somehow it is very easy to take decision at this kind of circumstances. Okay. After some time, a woman employee launched a formal complaint to the management against the marketing executive about the sexual harassing her. See, women already gave complaint, sir is sexually harassing. You already heard also, but they did not take any measure. Faced with the company's indifference in not taking cognizance of her grievance, they did not consider, they did not cognize the things. She lodged a FIR with the police. See, injustice on the part of a woman. Because like nowadays, like one of the unskilled labor where most of the women are employed is apparel industry. Large number of women employees are working. You did not take care even after complaining. What should she do? Somehow fed up with the things, she went and filed a complaint in police station, FIR. Realizing the sensitivity and gravity of the situation, company called the women employee to negotiate. Now they came into terms. Okay, something okay, okay, whatever happened, happened. Let's negotiate the things. We'll have a win-win situation. In that, she was offered a hefty sum of money to withdraw the complaint. Hefty, maybe in lakhs. She was offered. Here, two things you have to take into consideration: money to withdraw the complaint and FIR. Complaint means which complaint? The complaint she gave against this person to the management long before that complaint, and also the FIR which she gave to police, and also give in writing that marketing executive is not involved in this case at any cost. So you give in writing marketing executive was one of the very good person I have ever come across. He is in no way involved, and also you take things. This is the situation. So there is a company which is loss making. One person, very talented, very professional person, he comes and he increases the profit. Not only increases, from loss making, he takes to the profit place. But he is having the habit of sexually harassing the women at the workplace. One woman gave complaint, but company did not take any cognizance of that. Some that woman cannot tolerate that. She went and lodged a complaint, FIR in police station. After that, they offered a hefty money, large amount of money to take back the complaint which you gave to the company, and also FIR, and also give in writing that the executive is not involved in the case. So identify the ethical issues involved. So what are the ethical issues involved? So you can go, like lot of ethical issues will be involved in that. Let us go from one by one. As I told you, my dear students, with respect to women, with respect to children, with respect to old age, with respect to the people who are like sexually harassed or violence, domestic violence, all these things, you should know all the relevant provisions, and all along with you should know some NGOs working in that area. Okay, coming back, identify the ethical issues involved in the case. First one, Sexual Harassment at Workplace Prevention, Prohibition and Redressal Act of 1913 is a very, very strict act. So, under this, every employer is required to constitute an internal complaints committee. So, internal complaints committee has to be constituted to investigate any complaint of sexual harassment lodged with it. So, first of all, they have not constituted that one, means they have not followed the law. They are illegal. They are not legal. They are not. They are doing the work in a very, very bad way. So, first of all, one ethical issue is, what is ethics? Ethics is set of standards of right and wrong. One standard, they have already not following the rules and regulations which they have to follow. They are corrupt. Work culture is very, very bad. That is the same thing. Next, poor work culture, because they got the information. Unconfirmed sources already told this person is involved in sexual harassment at the workplace. You did not take any cognizance of the things. Very, very poor work culture. Ethical issue another. not responding to the woman even after giving complaint. Another ethical issue, you are not even concerned about the suffering of your workers. You are concerned about the profit, not about the individuals. The importance is given for profit, not the welfare of the workers. You are giving importance to professional competence, not to the dignity. You are giving importance to professional competence persons, not with ethical integrity persons. You are allowing people with like very low integrity, tainted persons into the company just because of their professional competence. My dear students, in 2014, I suppose you had a question. An individual should be both ethical and professionally competent. We have discussed that. So, violation of the law, these are some of the ethical issues. So, ethical issues means ethics means set of standards. Wherever the standards are being broken, those are all ethical issues. Second, UPSC itself says rules, laws, regulations, and conscience as a source of ethical guidance. See, laws are not followed, so ethical guidance they have broken. These are the ethical issues. Work culture, giving importance to profit, professional competence you are giving, dignity of women, all these things you are not taking cognizance. You are neglecting, even after complaining, you are not taking care of those people. So very bad. Then next question is, what options are available to the women employee? You tell me, what are the options available to women employee? What are the options available to women employee? Can anyone tell me the options available for women employee? Okay, I'll give you the options. See, first option is they're offering money. Accept it. Options, I'm just giving the options. Identify the ethical issues afterwards. What options are available to the woman employee? See here the question. First is identify the ethical issues. Second is what are the options available to the woman employee? In this thing, you have to just list out those things and also say what are the things available and what you will be doing. Are they ethical or not? First option, accept. Accept the money and do all what they said. In that also, you have to come up with options. Examiner is testing your problem solving ability. This is a problem solving thing. See, in any question, they are testing your attitude and also problem solving. So both you have to show. In some cases, problem solving will be high. Say for example, in a area where disaster prone state, where you have to like rescue the people. What is the order of their rescuing? That was a bit problem solving thing. Here also this is a problem solving thing. They're asking what are the options available. Number one, accepting the money, hefty money, large amount of money which they are giving. Accept it. Only withdraw the complaint and FIR, but don't give in writing. No writing. This is also one option. You have to produce as many options as possible. See, I am the only person giving you some 5, 10 options. I am thinking of giving 15 options also for this, but I will restrict. Time is less. One option is accept and just withdraw the complaint. Don't give in writing. Second, withdraw the complaint, FIR, and also give in writing that the marketing executive was not involved in the case. Second one, see here itself you have got 2, 3 complaint, option, FIR, and giving in writing. So you can do 3 permutations combinations here itself. Next, withdraw the complaint and FIR, also give in writing and also put a condition, remove that executive. If you put, if you remove that executive, I will do all these things. See, these are the options. Examiner is asking. The company has come to negotiate you with you. They are saying that we are giving large amount of money for you, hefty money. So these are the things which you have to do. So you also give a stand. This is a negotiation, as the mentioned in the question paper itself. You, they are telling their terms. You tell your terms. This shows your decision making thing. You say that. Say other thing. In negotiation also, it is not that you accept and do. Don't accept. Don't accept. See and say another option. Don't accept the money. Say, see, this person has harassed me, your executive, you remove him. I am part of the company. I have worked for the company. I have a concern for my company. This has given me bread and butter. I have fed my family by the money you gave. I have goodwill for the company. But only this person has spoiled the whole thing. You remove this person. I will take all the things back. I don't want money. Let me work. That is also one option. That is there. So first thing is, just don't think what is given in the question paper itself. Is my point clear? They are asking the options. One is, number one, you have got, after accepting the money, you have got 5 6 options. Second, without accepting, you have got 5 6 options. And also, there is nothing like hard and fast that you accept to all these things. Don't give in writing, because it is against the things. It is against to what you stand for. Okay, those things. Is this point clear? Accepting and non-accepting. For everything, 5 chances are there. This is problem solving. So you write all of them. They have come for negotiation. You negotiate. Their terms of conditions are this. You also put your terms of conditions. See, you remove that manager and make me manager. Like, I'm just kidding. You are left with those kind of things. You can make those things. You negotiate the things, because ball is in your court. As I said already, you have given the complaint, they have not taken the things, and you went to police station. And also, this is a very very strict act, 2013, protection of women, like sexual harassment at workplace, very very stringent the law. Yes, to continue the case in the court, yes, that is there. Next step, it is there. So you can go on. Next, you can do another thing. Not only continuing the case, you have to book those culprits, the company. For that also is there. Accept the money, but don't take the complaint back. Accept it, but don't take. No, I'm giving the options. I'm not telling what the final thing what you have to do. I'm giving the options. As I told, problem solving, you have to come up with lot of options, and examiner himself has asked. Another thing, don't accept, and also don't accept the money. File another complaint against the company itself. See, these fellows are blackmailing me. They are come for negotiation. They are offering me a hefty money. Means they are also the culprits. They are also criminals. They want to save a culprit. They want to save an executive. So don't accepting and not taking the complaint is also there, and not accepting the money, and you are filing another FIR against the company. See, these people have tried to negotiate the things in a way which is not proper. And another thing is there, accept, and another you file a complaint against these people. See, these people have given me money. This is point clear. So what I say, last one is, accept the money what they give, and afterwards file a complaint. Don't take the any FIR or anything. another company, another against the company. See, this money you produce in the court. See, they have given me 10 lakh rupees for me for taking the this one. So it makes your point still stronger. Means if they have given the money, if you prove that, if you are come up with some evidences, your point becomes very very strong. Okay, so these are the some of the options here. Not only just not accepting, only like most of the people say accept or not accept. No, you should think, go home, think. In all these case studies you can think more, discuss with your friends. Not accepting and accepting, here one of the thing you can say, accepting the money and also not taking the complaint and also filing another FIR against the company for giving bribe to him, bribe to her. This is one point. And another important thing what you have to do is, here not only the executive who has sexually harassed, now another complaint, another culprit is there, company. This one also you should not leave. That is where you indicate that you don't tolerate injustice. You are for honesty. You are a person of integrity. See, only one important thing I like, on which I am differing and I giving a view, is in all the books, in all the things, they are not punishing the culprit. That is a very very wrong thing. That person, the minister in our previous example, that minister has asked you to change the course of the road. He is a criminal. You have to do something to punish him. Otherwise, like, something is going wrong, but you are not taking care. Means your mind, your attitude is showing that you won't be doing those kind of things. So whenever injustice happen, whenever something wrong happens, the guilty should be punished. That is should be your motive. And I'm not saying you write everything on that itself. That should be just one line. And also after that you give way forward also. Like, these are the things you have to do in future. These things should not happen. All these things. Take your stand. One is like, for me, I will give you two things here. One is, number one, not accepting anything and not taking the complaint or any other thing, and putting another complaint, another FIR against the company for this thing. Second one, accepting the money and not taking the complaint, and also putting a new FIR stating that these people have given this much money. You are not hiding anything. See, these people have given me 10 lakhs to take this one. So they will be once again in a very very bad situation, and you are fighting for justice, and in no way taking back the complaint, writing, giving in writing. No. First of all, even for some genuine reason or some sympathy for your company, you can justify and you can take the complaint, but never give in writing. That should not happen, because you are like saying that all the things what I have done is wrong. Not only that, it will be from any point that is not acceptable. Even if you take money, it's okay, but never you should give in writing that these things have not happened, because it sends a wrong precedent. Not only that, you as a person, you as a, like, your character, everything with respect to these things. And also whenever you give in writing, in future you won't be having any rights. In fact, by giving in writing you will be in great trouble, because they may give complaint against you for giving a false complaint, because you are already given that this fellow is very good. Okay, let me not ponder about these things, because you are very very interested, and you have more knowledge in these areas. Sexual harassment at workplace, you can handle these things very easily. Okay. See, these are the questions. 5 questions have come. My dear students, take my point, take my advice. Prepare for one environment, another workplace. In workplace culture, you come up with a work culture, all structure. Work culture, definitely there will be one question. You take it from me next year. Maybe this one. Work culture, maybe one question. In that, as I told you, see, today, like I will give you, like, will predict one question also. See, in all the questions, I have analyzed the trend. What is happening is, see, already like maybe this sexual harassment at the workplace, it has become very, very like already 5 questions they have given. They may change other than sexual harassment, but questions will be like that. See, I will tell you whether we'll test whether this question comes or not, because in another 10-15 days we'll be having exam. Most often occurring thing, you are a person here. One is your subordinate is involved in corruption, and second thing is your superior is forcing you to corrupt. Under these circumstances, what you will do? If you have a clear structure as to what to do, definitely see if these kind of questions come which you have already prepared. It's a matter of like 5 to 10 minutes. You will complete the thing, and you will get good marks. See, work culture. Prepare very good work culture. All the structure you have to prepare. Second thing is environment with respect to sustainable development, rehabilitation, all these things. Third point, I am giving only three things. You prepare them. Even if you get one question, my dear students, 20 marks, my dear students, if you have prepared, the chances of you getting 15 or more than 18 or more than 15 are very, very high. The third one is you are there. Your subordinate is doing something wrong, your senior is doing something wrong, or he is pressurizing you. What you have to do? Prepare for that. I hope from this one question may come in next like another 10-15 days ethics paper. So these are all the questions which we have discussed. Next, here another one. In a modern democratic polity, there is a concept of political executive, permanent executive. In modern democracy, we have got political executive, permanent executive, elected people's representative from political executive. Elected people's representatives form political executive, bureaucracy forms permanent executive. My dear students, see, this is UPSC saying, please take these 2 points. Elected persons form political executive, bureaucracy forms permanent executive. What a like important point. Ministers form policy decisions, bureaucrat execute that. Yes, it is true. In the initial decades after independence, after independence, relations between the permanent executive and the political executive were characterized by mutual understanding, respect, and cooperation without encroaching upon each other's domain. So, without encroaching upon each other's domain, what is that? One is making policy decision, and another person is implementing. So, they are not coming in each other's way. However, in the subsequent decades, the situation has changed. There is instances of political executive insisting upon the permanent executive to follow his agenda. This is very much happening, my dear students. This is a very, very true thing. In subsequent decades, the situation has changed. There are instances of political executive insisting upon the permanent executive to follow his agenda. If they are not following, like one of the main thing they are using is transfer, my dear students. Respect for an appreciation of upright bureaucrats has declined. Respect for upright bureaucrats has declined, especially on the political arena. There is an increasing tendency among the political executive to get involved in routine administrative matters such as transfers and posting. Very, very important, transfer and posting. My dear students, I don't want to take your name. Some of my students and some of my friends, see, one fellow is thrown to training. One like all India service fellow is been thrown to training. In training, they won't get anything. Simply those people, students will come, and also some more normal regular routine will go on. And another person in IPS is thrown to coastal guard. Another IPS person is thrown to Naxal affected areas for fighting Naxalites. And another fellow, National Investigative Agency. Means these are the areas which are not that lucrative. And another IAS officer is thrown to planning department where almost there is no planning. See, this is the thing. They're into transfer and posting. If you act very smart, something like that, if you are not heeding to these things, I'm not telling the things which are not realistic. I'm telling the facts. But I'm telling the facts. The way you have to answer will be different. Take for example, in any state. Take for example Gujarat. Take for example Uttar Pradesh, Maharashtra, Karnataka, Andhra Pradesh, Tamil Nadu, Kerala, anywhere. Metropolitan cities, Bombay, Bangalore, Hyderabad. Who are there? Senior police officers and senior IAS officers. Who are there? Senior police officers and senior IAS officers. Do you find any person from reserved category? Don't take exceptions like SC, ST, minority, or someone being there. Chances are very, very less. In many of the states, you take very lucrative positions like metros, all these things. You'll have only people from dominant community of the civil service. And also, if he is making something wrong, something like that, they will transfer you every frequently so that you won't be like settled at all. You'll be just roaming around there here and there. You'll be like almost it will be like not only the civil servant, my dear students, even these people go to the extent of even transferring the constables, the teachers. A teacher might have settled in some area, they will transfer him to some 100 kilometers, 200 kilometers away. What can he do? So main thing here is transfer. Why is this transfer? Because all the key positions are with all India services. In all India services are the services which are common to both center and state. The ultimate authority rests with the center. These people can do only transfer, they cannot do other things. That is the reason why you might have seen as soon as the government changes, there is a large scale transfer of the government officials. One of the greatest lacunae, and some more you can use this term, these people can transfer without giving reasons. That is one of the lacunae. Okay, coming to the under this scenario, under this scenario, there is a definitive trend toward politicization of bureaucracy. Politicization of bureaucracy, the rising materialism and acquaintances in social life has also adversely impacted upon the ethical values of both the permanent and political executive. What are the consequences of politicization of bureaucracy? Politicization of the bureaucracy means politicians involving and indulging and always interfering into the working of bureaucracy. See, my dear students, let me give you a clear structure as to what is happening. See, we have got constitution. Constitution is the fundamental law, isn't it? How you implement constitution? How you implement the constitution? Constitution cannot be very, very broad. Already we have got everything. So to implement constitution, under the constitution, we make laws. We make laws. Constitution, people. We make laws. Who make laws? Representatives of the people make laws. These laws also, see, we are implementing constitution. For that we are making laws. For implementing these laws, we are making rules and regulations. This constitution, these laws, and these rules and regulations are executed by your executive. Is this point clear? So, this executive, we have this work implementing the constitution, laws, rules, and regulation. This work is done by the executive. How does this executive do this? Executive will do this in which according to portfolio system. Portfolio system, according to portfolio, this work is divided among different ministries. Different ministries. This ministry is politically headed by minister and administratively it is headed by secretary. Are you getting the point? See the link. Constitution, to implement that, to make that into action, we have got laws and also rules and regulations. These are executed by the executive. How this executive execute? He executes through ministries. So because all these things are divided among different ministries. This execution takes by the ministries which work with the help of bureaucracy. The political head is minister, the machinery is bureaucracy. Is this point clear? This is one point. Here what is happening is there is a collusion. The politicization of the bureaucracy leading to concentration of the power. Just I will make another point and defect of one of the system in India I am saying. See, in our government we have got three branches: judiciary, legislature, and executive. In India, there is no true separation of powers. In parliamentary form of government, in parliamentary form of the government, there is no separation of the powers. Judiciary, legislature, and executive. Why they have made? Concentration of the power leads to corruption. So they have demarcated these things. One is acting like a umpire, another is making policy, executive is executing. Take for example US, America presidential form, judiciary is there, legislature, the Congress is there, and the executive till recently is for Trump, now Biden. So executive is different. In parliamentary form of government, what happens is there is no separation of power. Your legislative and executive are same, one and the same. Modi is executive and also legislature. Means already power is concentrated in one place. My dear student, this is one of the defects. Why? The countries ruled by parliamentary form of government are not developing, are lagging behind. Don't take the examples of Western countries where they have a precedence of nearly 1,000 years, nearly 800,000 years, where democracy has evolved. There are some many convictions, their awareness, all these things are different. But here, you take any example of a developing country, wherever you have got parliamentary form of government, wherever civil society is not strong. In parliamentary form of government, legislature and executive are one and the same. Your Modi is the legislator, he is also the executive. So already the power is concentrated in one hand. Modi is making laws and he is implementing he is also the implementer. So power is concentrated, there is corruption and there is no development. This was a point in context. In due to politicization of bureaucracy, there is concentration of powers. This fellow, the bureaucracy, and this fellow, the political executive, they are colliding, and it is forming a nexus there. So let us see all these things. So one of the main defects, what happens because of these things is, what are the consequences of politicization of bureaucracy? One is bureaucracy is efficient only when it is impartial. I have, like, if you have not seen, if you don't know the characteristics of bureaucracy, please go and see. See, bureaucracy works on merit-based system. It is based on rules and regulation. It is a legal rational model. It is based on hierarchy, control, all these things. And all big organizations which work on based on rules and regulations, which are impartial way of working, leads to efficiency. The very basis of impartiality merit system, if it is gone by the political interference, bureaucracy itself becomes a waste. Bureaucracy is the most efficient form of achieving the desired ends, the goals of an organization, only when there is impartiality merit system. If these things are not there, bureaucracy is definitely one of the most efficient systems. But if it is not working according to the characteristics of bureaucracy, the whole bureaucracy become inefficient. They won't be in a position to carry out the things. Inefficiency will be everywhere. Next, concentration of the power leads to corruption. Here, the two people already in our parliamentary form of government, legislature and executive, power is concentrated in one person. So there is lot of corruption. Once again, now your permanent executive is also colliding. Power corrupts, absolute power corrupts absolutely. Take for example presidential form where executive and legislature are different. Take the example of Sri Lanka. We are ruled by the same. They were also colonial, ruled by the they were also ruled by the Western powers. They were also colonies. They have prospered a lot. Okay, it is a threat to democratic values. How I have explained you. The constitution, to implement we have got laws, to implement we have got executive. Here if the executive they are like colliding with the legislature, all these things, democracy will not work. Democratic values won't be working there at all. Failure to implement the constitutional values, the same thing. Executive is a person who is implementing all your laws, the constitution, everything. If they are politicized, if they are directly connected with the policy making, nothing can happen. No dedication to public service. Why? Because dedication to public service means only having public interest. You are not having public interest, you are having politician interest. Integrity, impartiality, objectivity, tolerance, compassion, all these things which we have shown, all these things will be destroyed and not at all possible. Corruption will be high. Corruption is there means what is the meaning? There is unethical governance. Second ARC says corruption is the failure of ethics. Failure of ethics. Manifestation of the failure of ethics is called corruption. So when there is corruption, the government becomes unethical. Public interest is not served. This is politicization of the bureaucracy. Next stage, what will happen? Bureaucratization of politics. This is also important point. See, all your IAS officers, IPS officers, they are taking even voluntary retirement and they are joining politics. Even see, don't you think? See, this is bureaucratization of politics. Take for example NDA or any other thing. Now, some of the senior civil servants are the favorite for standing in election. This is very, very bad. Politicization of bureaucracy is leading to bureaucratization of the politics. There is a very bad trend. The way forward for all these things is a strong and vigilant civil society which asks the rights. Because at the end of the day, in democracy, say for example, now you have elections are there. Now the people should understand their power, whomsoever may be, how these people come to you for asking the things. If civil service society is stronger, that is the only way to prevent all these things. Because already here, legislature, executive, in that executive, your political and also your permanent executive, they are collided. Then who can save you? There is already concentration of power. The only person who can save you is yourself. Because you are the king, at least for every 5 years, you can make the difference. Okay, let us be a little fast. See, this is the another case study which has been repeated. Yesterday we discussed about this one, illicit liquor, isn't it? Yesterday we discussed about illicit liquor. Here this is the same thing. narcotic menace here. There, that was alcohol, illicit liquor. Here, narcotic menace. In one of the districts of the frontier state, in one of the districts of the frontier states, like the boundaries in the frontier areas, narcotic menace has been rampant. This Samu, like don't may take me other word. We can say northeastern, many of the northeastern areas, there is a huge drug menace. There is a huge drug menace, and there are frontier states. This has resulted in money laundering. What is money laundering? You know money. What is the laundering? What you do in laundry? You clean. So by narcotics, you are getting lot of money. This money is said to be bad, dirty. Laundering means washing, means converting black into white. So that is known as money laundering. Easy way to remember. Money laundering, cleaning the money, making black money into white money. Mushrooming of poppy farming, from which the narcotics are extracted. Arms smuggling, and near stalling of education. So, if there is a menace of narcotics, all the peoples are in nasha, where they all so in their nasha, somehow they are ready to do whatever they want. There are arms smuggling, and they are also stalling the education. Youth, youth itself are involved in all these things. How can they like? Can they indoctrinate themselves and start studying? Not possible. Education system is not there because drug menace. There are many laws. If there is any case against you with respect to drug menace, you may be imprisoned for life, and also like for life you may be imprisoned. Even then, people are involving because it is very lucrative. In some of the states, even it was found, it was an allegation that even some of the politicians are directly involved. The system is on the verge of collapse. Means it's just standing in verge of collapse. It may collapse anytime. The situation has been further worsened by unconfirmed reports. By unconfirmed reports means like Galimatu, like Samo, they say unconfirmed report that local politicians, as well as some senior police officials are providing surreptitious, means secret patronage to the drug mafia. Definitely this has to be the case. Police people, the authority, definitely have a lot of power. They can do whatever they want until and unless they have backing from the politicians and also collided with the senior officials, especially in police department. Drug mafia means taking the crimes in an organized way, syndicate way. At that point of time, a woman police officer known for her skills in handling such situation is appointed as superintendent of police to bring the situation to the normalcy. So here the case is that there is a drug mafia. Because of that, you have got a lot of problem like money laundering, mushrooming of pop cultivation, arms smuggling, education has stalled, and the almost system is about to collapse. And there is a nexus and there is a collision between politicians and also senior police officials. You are now given the charge as a superintendent of police. If this is the case, if you are the same police officer, like somehow I thought I couldn't get the thing. If you can get, somehow you make use of this thing. Why they have mentioned police officer, women police officer? Maybe you can, I have taken in the general sense. If you can bring out with respect to the things, it is well and good. So police officer, identify the various dimensions of a crisis based on your understanding, suggest measures to deal with the crisis. One thing is identify the dimensions of the crisis. First, we identify the dimensions. Then, based on your understanding, based on these dimensions, suggest measures to deal with the crisis. What are the dimensions here? Let me like explain you. one by one. Dimensions here. The system is in the verge of collapse is first dimension. The whole system, there is no law and order problem, anything. It's almost like anarchy state. Drug mafia, where I am identifying the dimensions. Drug mafia means everything is organized crime. They are very powerful, and also they are in many cases they are one step ahead of law and order. If you have like small gun, they will be having AK-47. Those kind of one step ahead. And there are socio-economic consequences also. Since they are involved in drug menace, there is people are involved with respect to social and economic things. It is affecting individual, family, and society also because of this drug mafia. You can come up with these dimensions. Time won't be there for you, and we're also running short of time. We'll move a little bit fast. Then this district is on the frontier state, so security concerns also should be taken into consideration. See, as I told my dear students, just simply while you are reading itself, mark off the important things or underline the important of things. What you have to do while answering is that each one you have to answer this problem, this solution, this problem, this solution. Only one word. You touch all of them. Definitely you will get more than 50%, more than 60%. This is enough for you to get the service. So district of a frontier state. So security concerns also should be there. See here I'm just seeing the various dimensions, my dear students. Narcotic menace is rampant, means everywhere. This has resulted in money laundering, means converting black to white, mushrooming of poppy cultivation. Already farmers started cultivating. Arms smuggling, very dangerous thing. Near stalling of education, very pathetic thing. And also unconfirmed reports of local politicians and also senior officials involved and giving secret support. So these are the dimensions. Based on this dimension, what you can do? First of all, you are S- SP, Superintendent of Police of that area, that you have to keep in mind. Based on your understanding, suggest the measures to deal with the crisis. One, with respect to the things, we'll take this one. District of frontier state. So you have to take security angle into consideration. And you have to see that with the help of border security force, you can communicate because that is a you have access to all these things. Border security force and administrator like IAS officer, you have to make sure that borders are strictly under strict vigilance. Narcotic menace is already there, so just take one line. So you have to arrange for rehabilitation, things like that, for already who are already addicted to those things. Local NGOs you have to take into support, local leaders. I'm giving all the dimensions. You develop the another like five six extra dimension to these things. This has resulted in money laundering, mushrooming of poppy farming. See here, this is a very important thing. All these things, somehow it is very difficult to control. But mushrooming of poppy farming, somehow it can be just in your area. If you go for once surveying the things, they will be caught. And by your information, all these things, definitely you can make out where. So you can completely remove poppy farming. And here, one important thing, supply and demand, you have to act upon that. So has illicit liquor, why in case of our previous case study, why what was the problem? It was a state where liquor is prohibited, but there was demand. What was the cause for the demand? There was frequent clashes among the people. So cause is there, demand, the demand is there, supply was not there. So illicit this one distillation. So first you eliminate this conflict. The previous case study, yesterday's illicit liquor I was talking about. So you remove the conflict, demand will decrease, and automatically you can control the supply side also. The system is in the verge of collapse. So you see that this doesn't happen. Unconfirmed report. You make you confirm this. You confirm whether they are involved or not. If it is confirmed, you report this matter to your senior official, like the higher rank DGP or people like that, through proper channel. This has to be confirmed, and this is one of the major thing which you have to do. For that, spying, things like riding, all the other things you can carry on. So these are the various dimensions which you have to follow. Coming to the last thing, in recent times there has been increasing concern in India to develop. In recent times, this is a very in-depth question, my dear students. So in recent times there has been an increasing concern in India to develop effective civil service ethics. Effective civil service ethics, I think you are aware. That is the reason why we are studying this ethics paper. Code of conduct, transparency measures, ethics and integrity system, and anti-corruption agencies. In recent times, there has been an increasing concern in India to develop effective civil service ethics, code of conduct, transparency measures, ethics and integrity systems, and anti-corruption measures. In view of this, there is a need being felt to focus on three specific areas. In view of this, there has been a need felt to focus on three specific areas which are directly relevant to the problems of internalizing integrity and ethics in a civil service. In view of this, there is a need being felt to focus on three specific areas which are directly relevant to the problems of internalizing integrity and ethics. Main thing is here, internalizing the integrity and ethics in civil service. See these three specific areas. See, these are if you read them as a separate thing, you won't get that. So it is just one is anticipating. So the whole thing is you have to internalize integrity and ethics. For that, what you have to do? Anticipate. Next is strengthen. Then afterwards, developing administrative system to promote them. Anticipating the specific threats to ethical standards and integrity in the civil servants means you first have to come up with those things which are coming in the way of ethical standards for maintaining ethical standards and integrity of a civil servant. Anticipating the threats. What are the anticipating of the threats? Conflict of interest was one of the things. Anticipating the things. Erosion of the moral values. Then strengthening the ethical competence. How will you strengthen the ethical competence of the person? Maybe with respect to leadership. If the person leading your organization, if they are showing off the things, it may strengthen the things. Developing administrative processes and practices which promote ethical values and integrity in civil service. So first is like anticipating proactive thing. What may be the cause? Like you take like disaster. Before itself, you take precautionary measures. Afterwards, what you will do, and in future, what you will do to see that it doesn't happen. In the same way, anticipate, strengthen, and also promote them. Suggest institutional measures to address the above issues. So here, my dear students, they are asking about institutional measures that you have to take into consideration. Not that all the things like whatever you feel you cannot write here. So what are the institutional measures? Here, one important clue or guess hint which I can go is institutional measures to, let me take this part of the thing. See here what is they are asking? To increase the ethical standards, to increase the integrity and ethics of the civil servants. So increasing the ethics means what? Decreasing the corruption. Is this clear for you? It is not me saying, it is second RCS said. Corruption is important manifestation of failure of ethics. So failure of ethics is manifested in the form of corruption. So decrease corruption, so ethical competence increases. Institutional measures for addressing the corruption. All these things you have to address here. Tell these things. Is this point clear? So you have to give. Is it possible to score more than 55% in civil service examination? Oh, who is that? Soumya Upadhyaya. Nothing is impossible. It is possible. And as for my course, see this time more than 160 mark means 60 62%. 62% marks they have already scored in ethics paper. 167 marks means 67% of the marks. So I am confident that you follow my guidance and you have better comprehension and reading speed. You can get 167, that is 67% of the marks. Getting 55% is not that difficult, but you have to take and you can approach the things in a very systematic way. Like in my further sessions, I will take a class, like because I always thought of getting first rank while I was preparing. Somehow I couldn't. So I will share my experience, not only my experience, I'll share some of the true stories where I have come across. The people, like there are some things which some aspirant the people who succeed and the people who fail, they have some certain things in common. I'll share them. We are getting late. I will definitely take up your question. It's possible. If you get 55%, definitely you will be in top position. You may get IAS and you may get first rank also. But I will tell one thing, it is not high jump. Civil service is a long jump, long marathon. Consistency is the key. Okay. Suggest institutional measures to address the above issues. So institutional measures, I am giving you the clue. Here what they are asking, to strengthen the ethical competence and main thing is internalizing the integrity and ethics. See in your second ARC also, the fourth report says that ethics in governance, almost in only 5% they speak about ethics. In all other things they speak about decreasing corruption. Maybe for like hinting the things, second ARC in the first chapter itself says corruption is important manifestation of lack of ethics. So decrease corruption, ethics will increase. So they have dealt only with respect to corruption at all in the full report. So for you also the hint is to address, to make ethical standards. The thing is to control corruption. So I have listed down in a very vast way. You can take this point and you also internalize the things according to your capacity and write the answer. See this example. See this one. Suggest institutional measures to address the above issues. Means in your syllabus, chapter number 7, you have got probity in governance. In that, the things which I have highlighted in red, if you say all these things, it will decrease corruption and it will increase ethical standards. So these are the institutional measures, you can write them. They are asking for institutional measures. This is one way. Like information sharing, transparency in government, right to information, code of ethics, code of conduct, citizen charter, work culture, all these things. Other things also you can write. Major, if you do these things, institutional measures are over for you. Another dimension is this one. See, for example, second day, like draft public service bill. This is the first formal thing which says that there should be prescribed there should be prescribed civil service values. The chapter we have aptitude and foundational values of civil service, it has origin here. And also your second ARC has prescribed civil service values. So first of all, what you have to do, you can say that this draft public service bill is under the consideration of Ministry of Personnel. So this has to be considered and you have to make public service law, or you can say that you can accept the recommendation of second ARC. Second ARC has given civil service bill that is civil service law. They have to accept that and it has to come into practice. Next, ethical audit should be done. Ethical audit. Then training. The selection process itself, you have to select people who are of integrity. See, already you are entertaining the thieves. Then how can you train them? So, well, entry point itself, you stop. You come up with measures. No, it is like this ethics paper is just a baby step in the direction. So training should be there in selection process itself. You should see that people who are not people of no ethical low ethical standard should not be allowed, or in the training process itself you have to eliminate them. Anti-corruption machinery should be strengthened. Lokpal should be strengthened. These are the institutional measures, my dear students. Second ARC in the fourth report has mentioned these things. So institutional measures like Lokpal, Lokayukta, local ombudsman at local level also should be there, like your Gram Panchayat, all these things. And strengthening investigation and prosecution agencies. These are the institutions which you have to strengthen. By strengthening these things, corruption will decrease, ethics will increase. Other things you can say like leadership, attitudinal change, education, all these things. But these are the main things because he is asking institutional things, he is not asking general things. Institutional measures are asked. So with respect to other institutional measures, you can go for information technology, promoting transparency, reducing discretion, supervision, good supervision, ensuring accessibility and responsiveness, auditing, proactive vigilance of corruption, intelligence gathering, and the in the eighth question, as we saw, like protecting the honest civil servant, profiling of the things. All these things can be written, my dear students. So here, please concentrate here. This I have given an exclusive list. I would have gone still more. Due to limitation of style, I'm little going little fast. See, develop efficient civil service code of conduct. They themselves has given. You say that you do those things, and probity in governance, what they have given, you do those things. And after that, anticipating the specific threats. How do you anticipate? So you should have a profiling of the people, the departments which are most corrupt, and the people who are most corrupt. You should have a list, and you should prevent in the entry point itself. Say for example, excise department. Say for example, police department. Corruption is high. So anticipate in that area like that. Strengthening the ethical competence. So already they are in service. So how do you strengthen the ethical competence? One of the main measure is by leadership. The leadership of the organization, head of the organization should be a person of integrity, because like a northern star, like the sun around which all the satellites and earths revolve. So he is also one of the main key person. Transformation leadership, and also training, change in the value orientation, and also strengthening of the ethical competence. with by award, giving award, making like promotion, all these things very easy for the people. Developing administrative process and practices which promote ethical values and integrity in civil service. Developing administrative processes and practices which promote ethical values and integrity in civil service. As I said, you can write here also leadership, rewarding the honest people, punishing the culprits. Main thing is punishing them, carrot and stick method, strict measures. These kind of things you can write, my dear students. So, any doubt with respect to these things? If you have any doubt, please let me know. Okay. If you don't have, see, this is one of the, like as some of you have said, this is will be the one of the most important thing. And in this, for the first time in the civil service history, I have like solved all the case studies continuously from 2012 to here. And my dear students, next year for your 2021, I wish all the best. For 2022 also, I will solve once again all the case studies once again, because I will improve next year. I'll put lot of time. I'll come up with new dimensions. These are very very demanding. Like I have put a lot of time, but since the exam was fast approaching, I was there into correction, guiding the students. I could not put lot of time here. Next time, I wish, hope, and I'm confident that my preparation of solving case studies will be very very good. With this, I conclude my session with respect to UPSC Civil Service case study solving. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe our YouTube channel. And if you are taking anything on Unacademy, use my promo code Buddha or Buddha10 when you are using the app. Get 10% discount and mentoring by top educators. Join my Telegram group where I will be sharing the notes, and hit the bell icon. Let's crack UPSC. Let's get first rank. Take care. Happy reading. Enjoy the festival. Happy Christmas to all of you. May God bless you. And I wish you all come with flying colors. Be happy.